Are you ready?
I mean, we can try.
She's ready, everyone. Hi, welcome to Colleagues Getting Coffee. My name is Annelies James. Today we're at the fantastic Aspects Gallery in Portsmouth, and I am joined with a very, very creative genius, Eleanor Hawkridge. Do you like that title?
Creative genius?
Yes.
It sounds fine. I'll take it.
Fine. Sounds fine. I love that. You're so funny. Amazing. So tell me/us what you do, Gorge.
Well, I have a background as an artist. And I'm a creative producer, so I, at the moment, put together mainly lots of arts engagement activities with young people.
Cool.
Creating opportunities they wouldn't get otherwise to do all kinds of creative things. So my background is visual art and exhibitions, and I love to run exhibitions and exhibit emerging artists' work. That's really my thing. But increasingly, I've been able to kind of do more kind of multi-arts stuff and some real fun things like aerial dance and carnival skills and DJing. Done a series of DJ workshops.
Cool.
It's really fun. Yeah. And then giving those opportunities to young people and seeing what they can do when they've learned a new skill like that is really cool.
That sounds amazing. So how did you get into this? What was it that started it all?
Oh, that's a hard question. It's quite a long time ago. I think it's really been kind of what I've always done. When I was little, I went to dance classes.
Did you?
Yeah, did ballet.
Oh, I thought you were going to tap dance.
No, never tap actually. But I did ballet and dance, various dance classes. Got involved in every theatre production that was available that I could get involved in. And I used to live near a cultural centre, where I would do music lessons and there were exhibitions. There was an amazing library in the cultural centre, and I think that's always really inspired me. And also just loving bands, listening to music and having my headphones and listening to something awesome.
You always rock that kind of very cool girl listening. I can imagine big headphones from the 80s vibes is what I'm going for, and I can see you just in kind of
with
jacket.
roller skates.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm obsessed with roller skating. We should do this.
Yeah.
Should we start a gang? Music only.
Yeah, but let's do it where no one can see us, just in case we fall over.
The hidden roller skating gang. You heard it here first.
So I realised that actually roller skating, I sometimes roller skate in semi-public places. I haven't done it that much recently because I realised once I started working with young people, you can get spotted if you work. I've been working with an education trust that run 2 secondary schools, and so then actually falling down, I could potentially, people might see that I've fallen down. There's a lot of young people around the place.
Video it.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Straight on the camera. Citizen journalists, lol, look at this, and it's cringe, isn't it?
Yeah.
So favourite band then?
That foolproof. Actually, my favourite band's always been Counting Crow.
Oh, I love them. I've actually got Counting Crow lyrics on my body. I've got tattooed.
Really?
Yeah, from Anna Begins. Yeah.
No way.
I'll show you after.
So I saw them 2 weeks ago.
No. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with this.
Yeah, I saw them. I've seen them maybe 4 or 5 times. And the last time, I went to London a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my god.
In fact, they were playing in Portsmouth. But all the tickets were sold out by the time I found out. So
I'm obsessed. I love Colourblind as well. That is one of my all-time favourite songs. What's your favourite song?
I like The Circus Falling.
Okay.
I kind of like the whole of August and everything after the first album, and the kind of unplugged version of that, and Recovering the Satellites. It's really all about the first 2 albums.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with this new connection that we have to Counting Crows. Yay! Amazing. Okay, so
I have the original August and Everything After T-shirt, and I wore it to the gig, and I was the only person there with the original T-shirt still.
You're cool.
But nobody noticed. Nobody apart from me. I was I'm cooler than you think. Look at this T-shirt. It's real.
That's what cool people say.
Yeah, exactly.
I think actually, I'm really cool.
That's a hallmark of being cool. It's when you have to tell people that you're cool. Yeah.
I'm really cool too.
You are cool.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even buy this jacket.
I need to see this tattoo as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's in a place where...
It's on my foot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, I love this. So, question.
Are we supposed to be talking about work?
No, that's boring. It's colleagues getting coffee. We'll just have fun. Okay, right, lovely. So you're working on those things. You've worked on lots of lovely things. I really love the circus skills. That gives me life as well. And our roller skating gang we're going to create.
Yeah.
But what is on the horizon? What's new for you? What are you moving into 2026 doing?
Okay, I have some breaking news.
Heard it here first. Breaking.
It's hilariously, I'm putting together a project about Handel. Composer. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The organ of which is in Gosport.
Yeah, so he
Church.
Commissioned the organ that's in Holy Trinity Church. And I just found out I've got some funding to take some young people to see the organ, hear it being played. And then we're going to go to London, where there are two things that we're going to see. One is an exhibition at the Foundling Museum, all about Handel, which is really cool. And also, implausibly, there's a flat, like not too far away in London, from the Foundling Museum, which is where he lived and Jimi Hendrix lived, separated. Their tagline is separated by 200 years, like a wall and 200 years. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, so they both lived in the same place. So we're going to go and see where Handel lived and where Jimi Hendrix lived. But really the essence of the project is not, I mean, Handel is actually, he's an awesome composer. And actually his music is really, really, because I used to play the piano, it was always Handel was always my favourite. So I really love his music. But it's the project itself is about like the contemporary effect of like arts and creativity on culture. Like, if you're a creative person, does it matter? Like, do you have any impact on the world? And that's really the central question of the project. It's not really about, although we'll be like learning about Handel because of the gospel connection and the heritage element of that. Really, it's about creative people being able to take time to say, you know, how do I make that make sense in my mind? Like, being creative in the world, it's really a tricky role to play sometimes. Like that, you know, what do I do about work and what do I do about for young people? Like, what should I study? And should I put all my eggs in this like basket of creativity? Because that is really scary in the climate that there is.
Well, also a lot of people have quite negative opinions, like say, oh, well, you won't make money from that, so why would you commit yourself to that sort of lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, struggling artists, struggling musicians, it's like a number one thing people always say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which I think is arguably wrong, because I think those industries really lend themselves to getting funding and bids, and actually can be, you can't, like, make loads of money, but you cover your costs, and I think that you create good, and I think that actually massively outweighs, like, a more corporate, stuffy job where you make loads of cash. For what?
Well, for what? Yeah, that's my
Lamborghinis.
question. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't...
You wouldn't
I probably...
that.
I would... Well, I was going to say I probably would feel a bit like... It really... Yeah, I don't know.
You'd have to be as cool as you are.
I'm driving this. Notice that I'm cool.
I'm cool. You'd have the windows down. You'd be in your Lambo with your Lambo hat on, saying, I'm cool, everyone. Look at me in my Lambo.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun to try for an afternoon at least. Why not? Yeah.
Absolutely.
It probably changed my life. I'd realise what I've been missing all this time.
You've become a corporate sellout.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Yeah, that's the real breaking news.
Let's have a do-over.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So in all of your experience of, well, creativity and business, what would you say is your number one takeaway, or something that's really resonated with you over the years about either creative process or the way people operate businesses, or anything that comes to mind?
Well, I think for a start, like to go back to what we were just talking about, I think it's not unfounded, this idea that kind of taking a creative path is difficult, and it doesn't lead to like easy opportunities. Although at the moment, with all the kind of content that's being created and the way that people are communicating and how we're using creativity really to kind of understand the world around us, there are like a lot of opportunities, and a creative route can be like a lot of different things. But I think you can't fight yourself, you know. There are kind of two routes to like life choices, I guess. Like you can push yourself to do things that you're not great at, and try and like improve, or you can really, really hone in on what you're brilliant at. And I think that it can be quite scary. I've been reading a book by Oliver Jeffers, the illustrator. He's an amazing illustrator of children's books. And in it, he said two things that really resonated with me. One is that when you're kind of working in a creative environment, it's like the only place where being selfish is a good thing, because generally you don't want to be a selfish person. But when you're creating, you really need to, if you're not focusing on that thing that makes you come alive, or that makes your work different, or, you know, really pursuing that single-minded path, then you're kind of like dulling down what you could create. Like you really have to have that single-mindedness. And the other thing that he said was about co-creation, which I thought was really interesting, that it's really comes down to mutual respect. So quite often I think working creatively, especially if you have funding, you're in a position where you're working with people, creating something together, and or trying to facilitate for other people to take part in a workshop or do something, learn a skill that they haven't had before. And so often there's this question of like, how do you successfully co-create with someone? And because he illustrates books with other people, he's got to be really good at that process, because that's kind of like a very visible outcome that's going to be like out in the world and make him like loads of money and be kind of like a permanent thing. And yeah, I talked about it being like really just a simple kind of mutual respect thing, like respecting each other. So
that's really interesting. It really resonates with me about co-curation. I do a lot of co-curation, and actually recently TEDx Gosport was a partnership thing.
Yeah.
But that being selfish thing really resonates with me, because I get a vision. Like, I'm a creative that gets a vision. If I can't see it, I can't create it. So sometimes I'll struggle with something. I'm also making puppets at the moment, as you know. If I can't see what that puppet looks like, if I can't see what that TEDx stage looks like in my mind, I just can't create it. But when it clicks in, I will just go at it, and I can just really create it. But you have to have like this really like dogged single-mindedness about it.
yeah. I mean, if you want to make something unique to you, then yeah, you need to see it, I think, and then you'll probably end up with something that isn't exactly what you saw anyway.
Yeah, for sure. There has to be some
You have to be okay with that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like having that drive to bring something to life is So you have to be able to imagine what that's gonna be, especially if you're breaking rules or doing something that other people don't normally do. And if often part of that is you have to sell the idea to somebody else, so you have to convince them that something they haven't seen before is a good idea sometimes.
And they actually maybe couldn't creatively imagine.
Yeah.
Because I find that a lot. People will say, "Oh, Annelies, you know what that is, then like you do this, you can see it." Even had a conversation this morning, they were like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." But I could see it, and I could convey it in such a way that even if they're not creative, I could explain it in a way that they understood. They didn't have to know all of the answer, but they could see that it would be beneficial.
Yeah.
I love this. Let's talk about TEDx Gospel, eh? How was that experience?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
No, it was really good. Yeah, it was really awesome, and so impactful for Gospel as well. Really validating. And I think places like Gospel that are kind of on the margins sometimes, it's so great when you can do something that just is kind of elevating and kind of gives a place that status that it should have. Or, you know, the speakers that you found were amazing and like really, really great content, and just surprisingly awesome.
Well, this is the thing. So it's 3 outcomes for me. One is to showcase gospel on the global stage.
Yeah.
Tick. 2 is to actually show that we do have amazing talent and amazing ideas in our town. So this whole, like, it's gospel, or this is gospel, actually drives me crazy. And then 3, to raise the profile. So people look at it and go, oh, we did that. Gospel did that. Like, so now this is gospel. So now TEDx is gospel. And then that's a shift change from, you know, squalling around to being like, actually, no, do you know what? We have got things to say. We have got awesome people, you know, but also the people that came together to make it happen were amazing people from gospel who really cared. And the community we've got is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And I think that sometimes places like gospel can just be suffering from a lack of opportunity. So it's not that the people aren't there, it's that, you know, if you were to put some of the young musicians from gospel into, like, you know, London or you know, the famous, like, places in America that are, like, renowned for music, or, like, they would have access to opportunities that they don't necessarily have. And I think that the problem is you can end up losing a lot of talent if, you know, people move away to try and get those opportunities. But if we can find ways to bring opportunity to people who really deserve a chance to do something on a global stage and who are just as good as, like, anybody else out there, then it's just, it kind of unlocks something. And that's,
absolutely. So what was the key takeaway from your TEDx talk, would you say? I'm just going to wait for you to take a sip of your coffee first. We've got the most amazing cakes and tea.
Well, so my TEDx talk was all about the importance of human creativity in an age of AI tools. And because the theme of TEDx was all about storytelling, I talked a lot about Lewis Carroll as part of that kind of means to get the kind of message across. But I think that AI will now do a lot of things for us, and it can kind of go either way. You can kind of think, well, I can just get AI to do these things for me, and then I won't have to do them myself. But then we lose a lot of the benefit of some of the creative tasks in particular that really help with things like mental health and can really, like, reset your brain. And yet the fact that it's possible to use AI now to create some things, I mean, I have serious qualms about the environmental impact. So I'm not advocating for people outsourcing anything to AI purely on the, like, environmental grounds. But the fact that those tools exist in some ways frees us from the kind of perfectionism around, you know, if I make something, it has to look a specific way, which can kind of hold people back, I think. And art can really become more about the process of just sitting down and doing something creative, or going to a workshop and trying something creative. And the needs that we have are around the kind of brain space that kind of activity kind of allows you to enter. So you start to be creative and your brain just kind of calms down, and you're in a different mindset, which really helps you to reset and kind of get your mental health in a good place. But also, like, the connectivity of doing things like that with other people, like joining a workshop or going out and doing something creative and trying something, it obviously can be quite scary for people, but more and more we really desperately need to escape from our kind of mundane day-to-day and just really have that extra space.
I really resonate with what you're saying because of My Puppet project, Once Upon a Gospel, loving it. But there's so much physical crafting and physical making that's actually only made possible because I'm also utilising AI to help with some of the school resources. So obviously I've got the illustrations and the ideas and the concepts of the characters and stuff, but I'm having to use AI to support that process. So then I've got more time to do the creative, which is a way that I can blend that to get to and feel okay about it.
Yeah.
But I put something through AI the other day, I think it was yesterday, and I'd written something and I thought, oh, I'll just get it to clean it up. And it just sucked the soul out of everything I'd written. And I thought, why did I even put that through there? And I just actually went back to my original piece and was like, this is so much better. It speaks better. It's of me. It's got my tonality. And I thought, I'm not having my soul sucked out. No, thank you.
Yeah, and I think even the mistakes become more valuable.
Well, this is something that I always say. Your talk, one of the things I have taken away from your TEDx talk is I say all the time, real is becoming more valuable.
Yeah.
I say it all the time now. And actually, you've actually also, I said to Duke on the previous episode, I've actually started a new business offer from January that's all about being more real, which I'll tell you about off camera. But it's actually all inspired by this connectivityness and the meaning, like things need to have meaning.
Yeah.
What would you say today is your key takeaway for people watching this? You've said about fighting yourself, which I thought was really cool, like don't fight yourself. But is there any other sort of business acumen or life ethos that you stand by and run with?
Well, so I have an idea, which is, I mean, I think I have a creative career. I've kind of always worked in the arts, and yet I spend a lot of my time doing the kind of planning and funding applications and things that are actually, you know, very kind of writing heavy or admin heavy, lots of spreadsheets.
She loves a spreadsheet, this one.
Yeah, as I talked about in my TED Talk. But I think that quite often when you sit down to do some work, there's this kind of fight of like, I have all these tasks on my to-do list that need to get done. But we have other things that we need as well. Like we need to get out and get some fresh air, especially now that it's so dark, you know, building a little bit of fresh air and sunlight into your working day feels like difficult to do because you're taking time out of those hours where you would be sitting at your desk, but actually reinvigorates your ability to really like plow through the tasks. So maybe if you go for a 20-minute walk, you're able to
Any sort of pause, I think, helps that background noise just fade away and actually your brain reprioritises what's going on.
Yeah.
Every single time I've ever got really janky, like everything's getting gnarly, and then I have to step out or even have a nap, and then I'm like, oh, everything's easy again.
A nap. Yeah. There's a study, isn't there, about napping, that like the top performers in any industry are all nappers.
I am a napper.
I'm not really a napper, but yeah, I think there's definitely building rest in is really important. But so I was talking about the walking, getting outside, getting some sunlight, but also this kind of desire when you sit down sometimes to like just get your eyes away from your screen, which obviously is really important. But like, how do we build some creative practices or some creative habits into the workday? And that's really something that I kind of feel on a kind of like not even conscious level. Sometimes, you know, you just know, like, I just feel desperate to like put some colours together or do something that's more creative than this. But actually, if you do build creative things into the way that you work in the workday, that can help you with creative thinking across the board. That can help you with problem solving. It improves your mood. It can like really benefit your relationships with the other people that you're working with. There are so many benefits, and obviously, like, it kind of reduces stress and gives you like increases endorphins and dopamine, and just makes you feel nicer, better.
I feel nice.
Yeah. So I have this idea that like one way to do it might be to like set up a project on, you know, Blue Monday, when everybody is kind of sad back at the office a couple of weeks after Christmas. Maybe we should kind of launch a Blue Monday project where everybody like takes 5 or 10 minutes on Blue Monday to do something creative at work. And the whole point is building something creative into your working day. And it's not about like a finished end result. It's about the process of engaging with colour or, you know, line or, you know, something like super light touch, so super easy to do. Even just printing like an email off and like decorating it, or just doing anything, doesn't really matter what the content is, but doing something creative, and see if that has a kind of benefit and turn Blue Monday into something that's kind of like got something special about it, that's a little bit less depressing and a little bit more like, I'm going to intentionally take some time to try something creative and see how it affects me. So that would be my challenge to anybody watching who's with me, who wants to just like persuade, the people in your office to spend 5 or 10 minutes like just doing something, anything on Blue Monday that is like going to add some creativity and make you feel like there's a focus to that day that has something a little bit more fun in it than just like...
I am obsessed with this idea about printing off an email and then actually drawing on the email what you really wanted to actually say.
Yeah.
I think mine would include like a bin that's on fire.
Well, I like spreadsheets. I made a print recently about spreadsheets, and I'm making paintings about spreadsheets because I like the kind of boxes and the colours, and I like the organisation and the numbers. I like what spreadsheets do. They're very useful, but they're also like, we look at them far too much and rely on them for lots of things. And, but there is a kind of like beauty in the symmetry of how they work and the numbers. And
I'm not going to lie, get a good sum in a spreadsheet and I'm like, oh, so good. You can drag it down, it auto does it, and you're like, oh, satisfaction. Yeah. It is a bit satisfying. And I do also like to colour code a lot.
All the colours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
Spreadsheet obsessed.
Yeah,
right.
So, and you can colour them in. Yeah, print one off and colour it. Make some like coloured boxes and bars.
We're creating an army of spreadsheet artists. Watch this space. As long as Blue Monday as well. We're going to, and skating. Can we combine all those things into one? That would be a great idea.
Into a day.
One day.
Not into like, the
roller
same
skating,
second, but
spreadsheet art.
it would be a good day.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. So one mantra, motto. Is there anything you say to yourself every day? Is it rude? No. You start laughing. I'm like, oh no.
Probably weird. I don't know. Nothing like specific springs to mind, but anything that I come up with will probably be a little bit off the wall. Let's see. I think if it's not fun, what's the point?
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
If it's not fun, what's the point? I love that. I actually also kind of have a version of that, which is find the fun.
Yeah.
So you might be doing the worst thing ever, but you're like, I'm going to find the fun in this. What's the fun tiny thing I can... love that.
Yeah. Do what you love.
Yeah, do what you love. I like be good and do good. That's one of mine.
Yeah.
One of mine. Well, thanks for joining me, gorgeous.
Thanks
you
very
can
much
now
for having me.
Drink your cold coffee. Because we've been sitting there like...
Yeah, my coffee's always cold.
And eat some just delicious cakes.
Brilliant.
So thank you so much, and thanks to Aspects Gallery also for today. Gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely.